Welcome back, you Sovereigns of Style, to yet another exciting day of Let's Playing Aidyn Chronicles. I am Chezni, your host, the things imagined and unimagined, or wanted and unwanted, depending on your take on Aidyn Chronicles. In true Aidyn Chronicles fashion, here we are in yet another combat. Having not even gotten out of the introduction for the episode, seems like things are spot on as far as where they should be in preparation for our adventures today. Last we left off, we were headed inwards towards the Tower of Shamsuk, or at least we were exploring the bog with Shamsuk's tower being our ultimate final destination. Perhaps we shall make it there today, after dispatching 6,000 bats. Unfortunately, at this point, there's really just no more analysis to be done on the fights themselves. They are more or less an obstacle of time, and not truly a testament of a challenge to our prowess as a player. Let's not nuke Rita. Be a great way for Neeson to lose whatever friendship he has with Rita in a heartbeat. Since we can't really say anything interesting about the game as far as the battles go, now's as good a time as any to bring up a little bit of research I did into the background of Aidyn itself, the creation of the game. Apparently, it was made, I didn't quite realize this, but apparently it was made, either THQ is American-based, or the branch that made Aidyn was American-based. I probably should have done a little bit more research to get a solid answer on that before I started opening my mouth. But, yeah, so that kind of explains why this game seems to have a more, well, I would say we're Western and Asia's Eastern, right? So I would say more of a Western feel for the game. Apparently the creators were D&D fans, and I even said at some point at the beginning of this game, or rather this Let's Play, that this seems to have a bit of a D&D feel, so that would certainly explain it. Unfortunately, due to the scope of the game and multiple setbacks, as well as apparently some business political conflicts, there was a lead designer or a lead producer, I can't quite remember what his role was, but he attempted in the middle of production to use the game as leverage to push back and get a better paid position in the company. I don't understand the particular politics of the situation, whether he was justified or not. I don't think that's important, just that it was kind of another sign of perhaps the interconnected turmoil that was going on during the creation of the game that led to some of the more rocky edges that we experience. It seemed that the people who made it loved it, but it was an extremely taxing mentally and emotionally project to be on, which also kind of led, I'm sure, to, you know, like a bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Despair might be too strong of a word, but perhaps a bit of low morale on certain stages of production of the game. Perhaps a disconnected sensation of teamwork. It seems stressful, that's for sure. Those who worked on it, the game took its toll on the creators. There were reports of just sort of the situation they were in, and how the stress was too much to bear. I'm paraphrasing a couple articles that I read that I also skimmed, so I know I'm not providing very good solid information. Looks like we are running into a water elemental, which we've already established need to be struck with a magical weapon, but with only one on the board, there's not much of a threat here. But yeah, I guess Aidyn Chronicles was supposed to be the RPG for the N64 that rocked the world, and unfortunately it just wasn't. And I don't think, for lack of trying, I think the scope in combination with the team size, in combination with the timing and everything else was just too much. Perhaps, I mean, clearly grand scale games can exist. They just require teams of hundreds and hundreds of people, and as well as a lot of time and money. So there were 2 deposits of gemstones up on this side of the beach. Does this beach just cut off here? Yeah, it seems like it does. Where are we exactly? We're on the eastern shore of this part of Aidyn. It looks like there's a large bulk of mountains. So does the mouse... I think the mouse might appear on the recording. If the mouse appears on the recording, this will make sense. If it's not, then use your imagination. But, so, okay, we've got this path to Talawalk from our current position. And we kind of went down to Terminor and then up in this area, in the bog. And if memory serves, when we were up here in Guernia, we just went straight to Araman and then back. And then had to go into the middle, up in... There's sort of this T path here. And so this whole section between Guernia and our current position appears to just be a mountain range. And I don't believe any of it is passable or explorable. In fact, wait a minute. Is Shamsuk's tower on that map? Look at that. Do you see this kind of pointy thing right to the west of our current position? There's a pointy thing on the map. Perhaps that's the location of Shamsuk's tower. Regardless, it's one of those situations where the continent of Aidyn is both large and massive, but at the same time smaller than it may appear on the map, due to mountain ranges cutting things off. I believe Skyrim, the creators of Skyrim, attempted to use the very same technique, in which they specifically put mountain ranges in the map in ways as to make the world feel bigger than it really was. Not that Skyrim is tiny, but... Plus, if I may rib on... I probably shouldn't rib on Skyrim. You know what? I'm not going to. I'll upset all the Skyrim fans. So instead, let's take a look at this tree. Do you notice this tree? This is a very odd tree. I know. It's Aidyn Chronicles. We're looking at trees. I mean, I'm sorry. This is what we got. But when you compare it to all of the other palm trees, this tree seems to be a unique model. And it's not used to represent any of the other trees. Except for that one. Okay, I stand corrected. And probably like another one. I'm going to take 2 steps and find another one that looks exactly like it. Anyway, is it just supposed to be a younger palm tree? I don't know. I do know that we found the river, though, that we had originally thought to perhaps follow. Ooh, Gorgon? We'll ignore that Gorgon. Gorgonzola. What? Wait, what is... Wow, okay. Well, we'll continue to try and ignore the Gorgon, but what is going on with that strange creature? Is this not the river that we encountered? Because if we go further this way, we should run into Ugarit, right? Except there's an awful lot of swamp here. I don't think this is the same river. I think that's a different river. I think the river let's keep going down the beach here. I don't think we traveled on this beach yet. Oh, okay, we'll just ignore you. Oh, come on. I just wanted to take a moment to get our bearings, not take a moment so the Dragovern could catch up. You know, the teleportation spell would be a lot more useful if you could teleport and still take your action. I know that sounds kind of obvious, but we've just never had a real need to teleport on the map. I guess effectively it doubles your movement for a turn, but if you could move, teleport, and then attack, I guess the teleportation is your action, though. Alright, the beaches are safe once more. Alright. Let's take a moment to just kind of scope out the area. This is kind of a wide part of the beach. Wider than perhaps some other parts we've been on. Now what we're doing here is I'm trying to confirm whether or not there's a second river coming out of the Darkling Bog. Because I recognize that. Do you see that path up there? Pretty sure that's the path we got on where we started our journey around the bog. Gorgon. Yeah, okay, see, here's the river. Stream, brook, creek, whatever you want to call it. Dirty water that we considered... Or is it? Wait. Yeah. So we've successfully gone in one full complete circle. Now let's go back and see what the heck was that stone looking guy with the Chaos Demon next to him. It's Chaos Scout. Yeah, and sure enough this river... Okay, so that'll help us orient ourselves. There are two rivers in the Darkling Bog. Apparently one coming out of the... They both seem to go into the ocean. One flows south, and the other flows more east. It would appear. Yeah, see, there's the eastern one. Oh, what? Something caught up to us. More lizardmen. Why are the lizardmen hostile? They've been proven to have the capabilities of speech. The Lizardman King talked about trading with Poem. Take a few steps in their swamp and immediately they're all up in arms with their pole axes and turtle shields. Acting as if we insulted their mother. Regardless, we will push them along their way, I suppose. At least it's only 4 instead of the, what, 16 bats? No, you can't have 16, you can only have 12. Thank goodness. All right. More EXP. We'll worry about the EXP later. I think we don't really need to focus on EXP this episode. At least not till maybe near the end. Okay, the Chaos Scout is gone. What are you? Will you talk to us? Where's your Chaos Scout friend? The Gorgon is also gone? Oh, now he attacks? Okay. I guess we can't talk to them. What are they? No, we don't want mirror. We'll just greet them with a fireball. That seems appropriate. Stone Golem. Alright, aptly named. I guess they're just a monster. What are 4 stone golems and a Gorgon doing in the middle of the Darkling Bog? You'd have to assume that the golems have a master. That's typically how the rules of golems work. You have, you know, the mindless golem or the programmed golem and their creators. Usually designed to perform a task, something like physical labor or something repetitive that you don't want a human to do. Try a little bit of lightning here. Yeah, it seems to be about as effective as Alaron's Dragon Flame. Fireballs seem to do the trick from Nizan. They're certainly durable. I mean, I know we're not dealing very high numbers here, but they've taken about, what, 60-70 damage? They're about a little less than half health. Okay, they are susceptible to mundane weapons. Well, they hit pretty hard. They kind of seem like water elementals without the requisite that you need a magical weapon to harm them. Okay, where's Rita? Why do we keep targeting her here? Let's just try to catch... There we go. Right on the edge. Fireball rolled a little lower this time at 25 instead of the 30 to 40 we had last time. Got one of them. So I guess they're just high durability monsters that take a pretty decent hit. Have good resistance, but otherwise die just the same as anything else. And our reward, the final Gorgon. Oh. Maybe we can just get her from here. Seems good. Still haven't put any points, aside from those early ones, into missile. Sorry, not missile, throne. Oh, throne is at 5. Crap. We said we were going to track whether or not missile raised or throne raised. Did throne ever raise? Did we ever spend points on it? Gosh darn it. We were going to prove once and for all whether or not stats raise on their own. What did we ever raise throne? I don't remember. Whoa, whoa. That Gorgon dropped Frozen Doom. Wow. Frozen Doom wand. I would have much rather had a Frozen Doom scroll. But a Frozen Doom wand? That's big. So I guess that was just a random battle. I thought maybe with the Chaos Scout... There he is. Well, maybe with the Chaos Scout running around he would be a scripted little chat we could have with him, but I guess not. Seems like the scout caught up with us. My goodness. That's a lot of scouts. 2 lieutenants in tow. I suppose we'll make short work of the scouts and then see if we're ready to fight the slashers or the lieutenants or whatever they are. The real fight will begin. The range on lightning is not good. Lightning overall just seems kind of like a bad spell. Like, it seems like Dragon Flames only just not as good. It seems to do less damage, seems to have shorter range. And the difference between... there is some difference between Alaron and Brenna's magic casting stats, but not a ton. There's a bit of an difference and one level of wizard, if I'm not mistaken. But I feel like it shouldn't radically change the numbers like that. Alright, scouts down, 2 more scouts. Unfortunately, those scouts are probably going to pop up and haste their big scary friends. Although, now that we have Alaron's first turn here, or rather, initiative turn, perhaps we can take them out before they cast haste. We don't want to nuke Neeson. Where is he? Oh. Oh, he's right over there, I see. But we want all the scouts. Can we do it? Checks out. Oh, that's not good. Cast Mauler? The heck's a Mauler? Alaron, you needed to do just a little bit more. Okay, so the Maulers are resisting the fireball cast. Maybe Rita can reach this scout? Maybe? Nope. Too far away. Alright, Rita will test the waters by going over and poking this giant thing. Okay, so they do bleed. No! Okay, good. Scout failed to cast on the Mauler, and the other scout flees. Nice. Okay. We'll try lightning on these guys. Another resist. Seem highly resistant to magic. Good, good. Scouts are down, so the Maulers are not hasted now. We got really lucky, and the scout failed to cast on this Mauler, and then apparently it just didn't even try on the other one. Oh yeah, they bleed. We're gonna be okay. I'm always a little unsure about these ones, although I should really just stop trying to hit them with spells. Apparently it just doesn't work. Fairly high HP pool. The Mauler flees. Both of them are fleeing. I didn't expect that. Yeah, very high HP pool. Very resistant to spells, so when we encounter these things in the future, we'll have to focus primarily on just physical attacks. And if we fight a stronger version of them, it would probably be prudent to just cast Strength, Air Shield perhaps, and then charge them. But Chezni, I hear you ask, how much will you charge them? 99.99. So it turns out we are going to end up doing these 3 fights that were here. The Gorgon being the last of the 3 that we saw walking around this area. It was kind of funny to see them all grouped up like that. It seemed as if it was some intentional meeting, but no. Just 3 monsters zooming around the map that happen to get all bunched up on each other. The Gorgons at this stage of the game are extremely weak. If you remember, we fought, like, what, a couple of Gorgons when we were coming out of, what was it, Talawak? I think? We were a little afraid of them then, just because we couldn't burst them down before they cast Frozen Doom on us. But so far, at least in this Let's Play, we haven't seen any upgraded Gorgons. Just seems to be that same Gorgon archetype. We're just not afraid of it. Couple of darkened bats, nothing to be afraid of. And then, of course, our new friend, the stone golems, which have proven to be able to take a beating and return a beating. But their slowness mixed with their lack of spells just kind of make them giant punching bags that aren't terribly threatening otherwise. We'll ignore the Darkened Bat even though we could kill it, and we'll go straight for the golems with Brenna. I feel like the Darkened Bat will die on its own to spells. Or just read it here. 58, quite a bit. The question is, do we cast or do we just throw things? I think we just throw things. I think the majority of our damage against these guys is going to come from Brenna and Neeson, backstabbing them both. Oh, Rita does her share of damage too, then. Especially with only one target. Using the spell doesn't seem worth it. It's just faster to do this. 10. We broke the single digits with our dragon fang, or whatever it's called. Another enchanted blade. Those seem to be dropped by the Gorgons. Otherwise, though, we are free to travel unmolested now. Let us continue our inward circle, this time encroaching a bit closer to the center of the swamp as we spin round. A couple of herbs. We might need some herbs. Perhaps. Just kidding. We haven't used a single one. Now, we'll use a combination of these rivers and the edge. Okay, we're going to skip that bat. The combination of these rivers and the edge of the swamp, that raised walkway that we use to circle around the swamp. Because instead of going on that walkway this time, we will simply go on foot around and about. Oop, a wolf will bypass him. Ah, and here's... We were up there and we fought those super lizard men. Or no, trolls. We fought those super trolls and found the Helm of Defense. And this seems to be the same river that flows out to the east. It almost certainly is, but I'd like to follow it real quick, just to make sure it doesn't lead anywhere interesting. We see some mushrooms and another lizardman. Oh, this seems to... Oh, we must have attracted the attention of the lizardmen somehow. It's frustrating. These... Well, I was going to say these lizardmen seem to be resistant to spells, but then Neeson rolling... Holy crap. Rolling his 80s and 100s here, I guess is just going to make short work of all these guys, and that is completely fine. No objections here. I guess we'll just sit around and wait for the reinforcements. We'll try another lightning. I really want lightning to be good. I want Brenna to be able to participate in these AoE matches, but why is it so bad? Why are there so many different elemental damaging spells, but they just all seem to be different versions of deal more damage, and deal more damage. The only one that gets a claim to any kind of uniqueness is Earth Smite, because it seems to deal single target damage. In fact, let's test that out. What does Earth Smite look like against these guys? Pretty sure Alaron has it maxed out. Single target. We can cycle through the enemies here. Let's just fire it off and see what happens. Okay, it's not terrible damage. In fact, it might be a little higher than what we were seeing with Dragonflame, but it certainly wasn't the 100 that Chezni was seeing. Okay, it seems like the one Alaron was fighting joined the battle, while another is fleeing, and this one thinks he's got Chezi's number. Rita has something to say about that. Wow. Why is she scoring so high against them? I guess they're just not that well defended, even in the front. Oh well. Okay, let's continue on. So we have some mushrooms over here. Probably not anything important, though. No, so this waterfall has this river that just sort of leads into this, what appears to be a stagnant pool. This isn't the river that flows to the east. No, in fact, the river that flows to the east is right here. It would appear. We're getting more of that music. Because I'm gonna go crazy if I don't, let's follow this river all the way out to the, at least to the point where we can, nope, skeleton. Lizard man, good grief, this swamp is just filled with things. Like a non-small, this is a lot even for Aidyn Chronicles. This is reaching the levels of Chaos Island. Actually, it might have just reached the levels of Chaos Island. Okay, and this cast of lightning by Brenna wasn't too bad. We're seeing upper 30s and 40s. One day I'll get the fireball. Oh no. I accidentally hit the shoot button there. I don't know if any of our party members got targeted. If they did, they are probably dead. Oh, jeez, that was close. That was a very, very scary moment. Alright, I will make sure to move the targeting without my finger on the button so we don't repeat that. That would be the worst way to have to restart. It's just nuking your own party. She get an assist. It just... We should really just level up Fireball for Brenna. A lot of passing of turns going on here. At least the skeletons have the decency to die to our magic. Wow, that is a lot of EXP for a very weak enemy. 12,000. That's surprising. Okay. Anyway, let's just keep going, I guess. I feel like we're actually traveling inward with this river. I don't feel like we're going away from the center. I feel like we're going closer. Because there's Ellie... Oh gosh, I was going to turn the camera and point out Elisheva's tomb, but no need now. This is a bit much. This is just a bit much in terms of enemies here. I get that they wanted the Darkling Bog to feel... What's the word? Oppressive? dangerous, like a bad place, a place that people would want to avoid, but surely there had to be a better way. I just keep skipping turns, hoping it would come to Alaron, because I'm too lazy to walk someone over there. Ah, that wasn't enough. Alright, just end this, Brenna. The lizard men don't give very much EXP. But yeah, okay, so there's Elisheva's tomb. But the river seems to be flowing against us here. Wait, is that another river? This is Elisheva's tomb, right? What on earth? There's so much water here. I keep thinking we're going to use them as landmarks, but are we even able to? Alright, let's double check. This is Elisheva's tomb, right? It has to be. It's like the only building of this type we've seen, except... Except, is it? I don't see a way in. Oh, you know, except for the giant doorway. Yeah, this is Elisheva's tomb. I don't know why I need to go in here to confirm that. It's like the only building in the swamp we've seen like this. But okay, so... we've got this body of water that just flows into this pool. Oh, and another one. Oh, and this one flows out. I see. Okay. So we've got two streams running into this bigger pool. One there. And one... well, I thought there was one over there. Yeah, that one, where it looks like the water is going up for some reason. And then this flows out into the ocean. This is the one we saw. Right, because it goes that way. And then we've got this one, which goes where exactly? Is it? This is the one we just followed, though, right? The mushrooms should be on our left, or something? No, there are no mushrooms here. Wait, there they are. No, those mushrooms are different. Aren't they? Yep. Yeah, okay, so here's the big pool. Ah, okay. And this is where we were following the water that traveled from the waterfall. Gah. There's a lot of water in here. I guess the water isn't as reliable of a form of orientation as I was hoping. Simply because there's too much of it to reliably be able to run into one and point out and go, ah, yes! This is clearly the east to west river. Or, yeah, see, here's like another one. Oh! Treasure chest. Interesting. Not interesting. We'll go ahead and follow... this is a good path to... oh, troll guarding another chest? Okay. You say this is a good path to follow since it's between the outer walkway that we've already been on, as well as has the advantage of the river to use as a guide marker. 50 isn't too bad. Oh, did we only hit 3? Pity. Yikes! My goodness. Why did we only hit 2? Wait, what's going on here? Okay. I can clearly see 3 trolls lit up in red. I'm hitting the button. We should cast this on all 3. Yeah, I probably was just not selecting them for some weird reason. Oh, they're spread apart. I guess that's one advantage to a spell like Lightning or Dragon Flames. They can hit multiple targets like this when they're split. Split like bowling pins. What do they call that? The 7-10 split? Oh. We didn't. Apparently the other one just isn't in range. Oh, come on. Full health one flees, that's fine. Alright, Mr. Trolls, what were you guarding today? Oh, just a couple of potions. Not as exciting as a Helm of Defense. It would be a bit strange if we found another one so close to the other. Oh, we can go down here. Cool. We'll totally walk in the leech-infested rivers, filled with parasites that... Wow, it's actually getting a little steep. The music's getting louder, too. Oh, we're up. Okay. So this walkway is one we've already been on. Let's get a little more inward here. It's kind of weird walkway. Another skeleton. Let's see if we can avoid that skeleton. Oh, I think we found the tower. Yeah, there it is. Definitely looks unfinished. Okay, let's see, about where are we on the map here? Alright, yeah, right there. That mark on the map is Shamsuk's Tower. Now, I know it would be way more interesting to dive right into the tower, but I have never really explored this bog. And I intend to continue to do so unless madness sets in from all the random battles that we're doing and I go insane. I don't think we really have that much comparatively to explore in the bog, to be honest. When you think about it, it's kind of like I described this to, like it's like mowing the lawn in an earlier episode. And of course, as you know, the first pass around the outside of the lawn is the longest, with each subsequent circle being shorter and shorter, which just is to say that each circle we do around the bog will take less and less time until eventually we will simply be done with it. I wonder if there's a mathematical formula out there that can figure out T time based on X perimeter, percentage-wise. So, like, I wonder how much percent time... I guess it would depend on the width of your lawnmower. But, like, yeah, so it would have to be, like, T time, P perimeter, and, what would the other one be? W width of the device, or width of your path, I should say. Oh, why did we throw? We should have cast. Oh well. It's fine. I would cast the lightning, but that didn't seem to work last time. I think Brenna can take these out in one hit. Yeah, so let's do that. Fireball is... I'm too lazy to cast Fireball. Dragon Flames is just easier. Wow, what is up with the resistance on these skellies? Both Brenna and Alaron rolled a fail. Neeson didn't, though. That's fine, we'll just fisticuffs the rest of these. They seem to have a very low HP pool, which, again, blows my mind as to why they're worth so much EXP. Like, based on that, I'd say they have an HP pool of, like, what, 50? 50 or 60, around there. It's not very high. Yeah, we did about 50 there. I'd say 55 would be their HP. And yet, they're worth, like, a ton of EXP. So we're fighting how many here? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if we're fighting 11, let's take the amount of EXP we get and divide it by 11. See how much individual EXP these things are worth. Look at that, they even attack Neeson from behind. They still can't even hit. I don't imagine that when they did hit, it would be very hard. So they're almost worth 1,000 EXP each. Is that high? I don't even remember. So I tend not to track individual EXP, monsters EXP, I just track group EXP in my head. Oh, well. Okay, so there's the tower next to this weird outcropping, this weird jutting of land. It seems that the tower is in some kind of valley, whether naturally occurring or not, which shields it from view from a distance. It seems like an odd place to put a tower, really. When you think you would want a tower on like a hill or something, especially if it's a status of ego where you're saying, "Look at me! I built this tower on a hill. It's so tall. Everyone can see it, no matter where they are in the distance." Of course, in a bog with all these trees, I don't know how much seeing there would be done, but still. Does Shamsuk not care? We aren't given any evidence to assume that he has an ego, although he certainly is very sure of himself. But that doesn't mean you have an ego. It just means you're self-confident. We'll just walk away from you. But the waterfall... Wait, what? Nope, nope, we fell for that trick once before. But we won't know if we don't... Ah, these are probably just two random monsters that don't even matter. But we're gonna walk up and say hi, because I am dumb. Yeah, these are just random monsters. I mean, to be fair, there was that one Lizard King, right? The Lizard Boss? And he had his whole dialogue thing. I keep thinking like, oh, remember those more intelligent lizard men? Come on, Chezni, you know better. You know these are just random monsters. After we get out of this fight, perhaps we can run away from the second one. Not like flee, but like actually like move our character away and avoid the combat. Oh, come on! Alaron, you're fired! Fired! Oh, so weak. Maybe Brenna can finish them. Well, it's not much damage, but it's enough. High roller, high roller, high roller. 20. 10. Brenna's lightning doesn't strike so much as gently prick. Yeah, okay. Those three lizard men gave us about 3,000 EXP. So I guess the skeletons and lizard men are worth about the same amount of EXP each. Why does it feel like the skeletons are worth so much more? I feel like it's because the skeletons are just easier to kill. They feel more susceptible to magic. They only have like 55 HP. Gone this way already? We're headed west. Terminor is in this direction. Let's try and go up on this hill. Oh, zombie. Some herbs, which we've established that we don't need. Okay. Hi, lizardmen. Dragon Flames doesn't seem to be cutting it, although Neezen's Fireball seems to be doing work. So we will try our luck with Fireball. One of these lizardmen is different. It must be a sergeant. Yeah. Seems like slightly more HP. Okay, so Fireball seems to work. Lightning seems to be crap. And I know I keep saying that, but as an analyst enthusiast, I have so very little to analyze here. I have to cling to what little I have. So I think perhaps after this fight, we'll... I don't want to spend raw EXP leveling up Brenna's Fireball because it would be so much cheaper to do it at Talawalk with the professors. But at the same time, what else is Brenna gonna spend that EXP on? Yeah, Dragon Flames is crap compared to Fireball. Almost. Go on, Rita. Jump in here. Now, how much would it cost to organically raise Fireball? I know I said we weren't going to focus on EXP, but I think we might take a look here. Brenna's already Wizard 10, that's good. What's her int? Int is... Okay, we'll raise her int to 30. That's just good no matter what we do, because can't have a professor train that. Now, her lightning is already 10. Oh, she doesn't know Fireball. She must not have been a high enough level. Ah, that's annoying. Do we have a scroll for it? Probably not. Why would we have bought a scroll? We had no reason to. Yeah. Sorry, Brenna. You're stuck at mediocrity for the time being. Okay, as long as we have the ramp to our left, we're still going on paths we have not walked yet. Or the ledge to our left. Although up here is that pit, I think, where we encountered that talking zombie. That was a scream. I assure you those can only be screams of excitement and joy. It's probably related to my wife's podcast. Alright, more trolls, more trolls, more trolls. For our see, that happened again. Do you see that? Neeson seemed like he cast the spell. And only cast it on one target, and then just gave up. Let's see if that happens with Alaron. Didn't seem like it. We'll see if there's 4 points of... I was gonna say, see if those 4 points of intelligence did anything for Rita, or Brenna. No, not really. Alright, Neeson, do you want to hit both targets with Fireball this time? Thanks, buddy. Call me crazy, but I kind of want to go back to Talawalk just to get Fireball, but no, we won't do that. That would be a little insane. Exploring this bog, combing this bog for anything interesting is already crazy enough. We don't need to add more madness to this adventure. Okay, yeah, and I'm starting to recognize these areas. We have definitely been here before. I remember seeing those things coming out of the ground and commenting on how perhaps I thought they were teleporters. I think we can just go straight east here. Oh, come on, Alaron. Come on, buddy. Made it. Because again, we've gone that way. What's this? Just seems to be a walkway. Oh. Lizardman down there, no need to bother him. So the lizards, the zombies, and the skeletons seem to claim the bog for their own. It is nice to travel here without so many monsters around. Oop, big zombie. We'll just go this way. I think I'm starting to see why I never tried to explore the bog in its fullest. It's just filled with so many things. Okay, we need to orient ourselves. There's the wall to the north. There's the wall to the south. Where's the beach? And there's the beach over there. Elisheva's tomb should be over in a that way direction. And there's the walkway. What is this water? Is this the waterfall? Oh, it is. Alright. Well, I think that might kind of be it. I think for the most part, we've explored every... Well, not like everything. We haven't walked on every single path in the... But you see here, the walls get narrow here. We can stand right here and see both walls, the north and south wall. So we'll just strike west here and see if we can cut through the middle of the bog as close as we can in between each wall. And perhaps we'll find something interesting, but probably not. Oh yeah, see, we don't even need to go that way, because this is where we were. Because we came off of... Gosh darn it. We came off of this cliff. I was originally not going to go here, but since we killed the... I'm saying it like it's in past tense. Since we are going to kill these lizardmen, we can walk through the ravine. I don't even think we need to have Brenna cast. I think at this point, Neeson and Alaron will do just fine. Although that leaves something to be wanted. But yeah, the bog seems a lot smaller when you're not swimming through an army of monsters to orient yourself. It seems to primarily be a kind of square-ish, oh, let me get my hands on camera there. Square-ish passageway with Terminor over here, the coast over here, and then we just kind of traveled. We started here and went, ooh, like this. That's horrible. Chezni should never do this. Don't ever ask me for directions. Because apparently I'll just do this with my hands and tell you, woo, woo. But yeah, and because of that, there's a wall on the north and south side. And there's not as much there as you might originally think. Just seems like on the... Oh, not enough stamina? How do we not have enough... We didn't have enough stamina. After this fight, let's check our stats. Make sure that we're not low on HP. Oh, this is a sergeant. Not that that means it's any threat, but it'll take a little longer to kill once it runs away. Maybe Brennan can take it out in one hit. Nope. Okay. Well, now we can travel through this ravine. I don't think there's anything down here, though. We saw this ravine while we were standing up on that cliff up there. Let's instead go back around up the other side of the cliff, if we can. Oh, zombie. Okay. That's fine, we don't need to go that way. See if there's anything up here. No, nothing. I think that's it. For the most part, I don't think there are any big secrets that we're missing out on here. I feel like if there were, where would they even be hiding? Alright. We're on the other side of the bog now, so let's just go head straight to Shamsuk's tower. We're gonna go north a little bit, and then straight east. Right here. Oh, just right back the way we came. So yeah, after having kind of... I'm gonna go this way. It's because it looks more interesting. After having kind of walked or trudged around the bog, I think I can safely say it's not as big as it feels. It's just filled with a ton of battles. A lot of lizardmen, zombies, and whatnot. Mostly lizardmen, it seemed like. And Elisheva's tomb. Alright, Should be coming up on the tower soon-ish. What? What found us? Apparently the doorman found us. Not enough stamina. Wait a minute. Why is our stamina not recovering? Huh. We're gonna have to take a look at that. Look at that. Neezen's stamina isn't at full either. I thought those rings we were wearing took care of that. Strange. Darn zombies all resisted the spell. Plague zombie coming up, swinging a hit. We'll just take this thing out physically. Brenda should be able to sneak around and take out the weaker ones on her own. And have Neezen and Rita tag team the plague one. Man, that HP goes down so slow. Yikes. So I know we already fought some plague zombies earlier. So we could cast strength. That would probably speed things up a little bit. Probably should have done that earlier. Oh, I thought Rita would be able to take that one out. It's okay, it looks like Brenna can still backstab this one. Neezen at less than half health, although not really in any danger. Especially just because they're the one plague zombie. I guess we could have him heal up or something. I suppose. It doesn't feel necessary though. Strength spell not helping. "15 years later, after we've finally killed this thing." Oh my goodness. We stab it with our steely knives. We just can't kill the beast. We did it! We did it, guys. We beat the boss. The boss of the entirety of Aidyn. Now we can go home. Oh darn, we still have more left to do. Ooh, what the Wraith? Alright, so let's make sure everyone's actually healed, because for some reason those rings aren't healing us anymore. Wow, our good friend Neezen has 99 HP. 99 HP and a Lich ain't one. See what I did there? Okay. Let's save. This Wraith is probably not threatening. But let's save just in case something crazy happens. I'm going to do a safety save on the emulator in case the game decides it wants to crash. And let's see what we got. Just 2 wraiths. That was probably supposed to be a cast, but whatever. We'll chuck something at them. Show them. We'll send the message first. Reed is probably just going to stand away because we'll just be handling this mostly with Warfang backstabs and then fireballs, hopefully. Hopefully this works. I don't know. They might be resistant. Seems that way. Well, fine. We'll just have to beat them up with our swords and staves. Wraith Touch. What's that do? Whatever it is, it succeeded. Brenna's kind of useless in this fight. She just doesn't have a magical weapon. She doesn't have a way to deal... Pardon me. She doesn't have a way to deal magical damage. At least Alaron's Dragon Flame, or whatever this thing is, Dragon Fired Throwing Star, counts as a magical weapon. Wraith's not taking a ton of damage, but also not possessing a ton of HP either. Surprised I didn't turn the field dark. It might already be dark out now. Okay, physical hit, 8 damage, nothing to be scared of. I think that might be one of the first times that a Wraith has actually hit us. Let's check Brenda's stats, see if we can figure out what Wraith Touch did. Oh, lowers willpower? Is that it? Really doesn't seem that bad. Why would they lower willpower? What would that even do? It doesn't seem like they cast any spells that deal damage. Maybe this one will. If we ever let him. No, just went for a physical attack on Rita. Seemingly no damage. Or, sorry, low damage with just the 1. Yeah, so aside from being a nuisance, the Wraiths aren't threatening. There we have it. Also, weren't we supposed to reach the tower by now? No, a little more east. I feel like we're at a strange open part of the bog. Nope. Ah, skeleton. Somehow we accidentally made it to Elisheva's tomb. It's probably no coincidence that Shamsuk's tower is so close to it. And here's that weird earthy outcropping that we determined hid the tower from view. Perhaps we can go in from the rear here? We came in from the other side. Nope. No, they're gonna make us come in from the front. Yeah, it's strange. Either Shamsuk constructed this earthy ridge to hide the tower's construction from view, or it was a naturally occurring location that he chose for the planting spot of his tower. I choose to believe that Shamsuk probably constructed this to hide it from view. But otherwise, let's finally do it, guys. Oh, after fighting this golem. The golem being right in front of the tower kind of adds credence to the idea that Shamsuk himself constructed and controls the golems and is using them for the erection of his tower. Because otherwise I don't think stone golems are a naturally occurring creature in the ecosystem of a bog. Not even a magical bog. The fireball doing what work it can, but still limited to just about 20 per hit. Even the mighty backstabbing fiend Brenna can only deal about 30 damage from behind. I'm a little worried if she gets a bad turn of events, that other golem could turn around and strike her, and she might be in killing range. I'm not sure. We need to try to see if we can kill and the problem is Rita's in casting range. I think we just have to settle for hitting that one golem. I don't think Neeson can reach the other one. Okay, fingers crossed, guys. Whew. Got a little scary. We'll just go for the dragon flames to avoid the complication of having to aim fireball. Oh, I guess we should have just stabbed this guy. He's dead, isn't he? And so the stone golems are worth 3,000 EXP each, about, give or take. Alright, let's see what you got here, Shamsuk. You've got a pool of water. You got this funky tower that seems like a child stacked pieces of it on top of itself. Under construction, indeed. You can't look at this without thinking of Monty Python. So I built it into the swamp. And it sank down, fell into the swamp. There's a ladder or something? Some kind of scaffolding we could probably use to ascend. Brenna said that she would climb it. The lock is far beyond the ability of Brenna to pick, so we can't get in the front. Shamsuk has at least made it impossible to go through the front door. Everyone's at full HP? Alright, let's just try the scaffolding. Seems to have functioned as a ladder. However, now we're just on top of the tower. For some reason, we just popped into the middle there. So we have to assume this is the top floor of the tower. I don't know why it just kind of shot us into the middle of this floor without giving us the option of using the scaffolding to go back. However, let's do a little bit of analysis. This does seem to be an unfinished section of architecture. A little gold on the corner here. An ethereal ring? What the devil? We lost the sound effects for some reason on the menu. That's fine. What's an ethereal ring do? Only the solar aspect can equip it. You would assume Shamsuk would be the lunar, but we don't really know. Whoa! +5 protection. That's going to Brenna. Oh. Wait. She cannot equip it? Why not? Let's try unequipping the Ring of Healing from her and see if that works. There we go. So she has 5 more protection. That's pretty cool. She'll be very hard to hit. That'll help offset the fact that she doesn't have a shield. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, but under normal circumstances, when you're in the middle of building something, it does not look like someone came in and destroyed half of it. All of these walls are like tilted and curved. It's super weird looking. It makes me think Shamsuk doesn't know what he's doing. There are bones everywhere. We have a big pile of bones surrounded by a fence of bones, and if you look up there, it's kind of... I can't turn the camera, it gets all glitchy when I do, but you can see it well enough down here. It seems that the inner workings of the walls, the things that you lay down to reinforce the concrete, are actually just more bones. Bones everywhere. A pile of skulls there in the corner. Everything made of an ivory white. A door handle made of some kind of bone. How much you want to bet the walls themselves are made from skeletal calcium? A pouch. Let's see what's in here. A black key. How interesting. It didn't seem like we could get a description of what this was. Let's try this. Nope. Holding C down does nothing. So we just have a mysterious black key. A window of bones. Seems like it. A nice little bone archway above this door. And I think that's everything. Well, we didn't come all this way just to sightsee. Let's go down into the heart of the tower itself. Oh. Of course, we immediately get greeted. So why did Shamsuk leave his ethereal ring? Also, I just realized we're in a very Technicolor battle screen. I am loving it. That is some awesome color. I love the funky doorways, too. Look at those weird doorways. It looks like something out of Beetlejuice, the cartoon. Some obelisk, and then some super... I don't even know what you want to call this thing. Another weird construct in the middle of the floor. Can we walk across it? No, we cannot. So again, these golems in here must be in charge of handling the construction of the tower. Possibly even set on guard duty when Shamsuk isn't around. Oh, Rita? Alright, she gets hit. Not too badly, though. But yeah, okay, so why was that ethereal ring on the top of the tower? Was Shamsuk like, did he drop it? Did he put it up there and think, ugh, I just don't want to carry it around, but I don't want to get rid of it. I'll find a spot for it later. You know, not expecting a group of idiots to climb your half-finished tower. What are those noises? Yeah, the inside of this tower doesn't seem any better than the outside. Is this a chasm in the middle of the... Why? Look at this. This is so weird looking. This is cool. Those sounds almost sound like something breathing. some great big thing that's half asleep. Another walkway that almost looks like a fun house. It looks like it keeps going forever, but it gets smaller and smaller. Alright, I guess we'll just go through this door. What? Wait, what? What are these, wind elementals? Where are they? I guess we'll use... Oh, here we go. Oh, Dust Devil. Alright. They look like wind elementals to me, but fine, we'll call them Dust Devils. Alright, Dust Devils. Are you as susceptible to Fireball as everything else? Today we find out. Oh, you are very susceptible to Fireball. Yeah, okay. Goodbye, Dust Devils. We barely knew you. Oh, you know our journal updated? I don't think I read it. Today we arrived at Shamsuk's tower. As we traveled down the passageway that has no path. So this is a little pedantic. I want to go see... There was that other door over here. Wait, what? Wait, this isn't the door we came in, is it? No, I thought we went in this door over here. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, we're going into the door. Oh, look at that. It kicks us out into a different door. Alright, let's try going in this one. Same place. Both doors lead to the same location. That makes no sense. It also seems like, according to the map, there's 2 entrances to this location? I don't know. You know what? Forget it. We're not even going to worry about it. We're just going to take this door and keep going. Wait, what? How did... what? I'm so confused. Well, now we come out this way. That almost seems like bad programming. That doesn't seem... That doesn't seem like, oh, it's a feature, it's a bug. That just seems like... Well, no, now we're coming in and exiting this correct way. What? Sorry. I must be speaking completely incoherently, and I apologize. I can't figure out how this works. Yeah, because it keeps switching where we come out. But the map seems to indicate that there's like a door right... Oh, okay. Alright, hidden door. That was kind of fun. I like hidden doors. And it didn't feel like one of those puzzles where you had to run around just clicking A on every wall to find something, because it was marked on the map. There was enough of a hint. So the lizard men are in cahoots with Shamsuk because they're here in his tower attacking trespassers. Who would have guessed? I suppose they can be bribed with gold to some extent. Since apparently they did I know I'm drawing a lot on the fact that they traded with Pome. But the fact that they traded with Pome must mean that on some level they value material goods. So they're either working for Shamsuk for money, or whatever material goods he can provide them. I'm sure as a great wizard of the necromancy school, he can provide them with something. Or maybe he just threatened them. I'd be more willing to believe he threatened them. Seems more in his character, too. We're getting good rolls on our fireball spells in this fight. That's fine with me. We've already proven our worth against these monsters time and time again. No need to extend these fights longer. Alright, there's water in this passageway. How peculiar. I like this. Oh my goodness, wait, it's flowing out of this picture. And the picture has moving clouds? Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, look at this. We have like a flowing sky. I know the textures are like more blurry than a black and white flip phone's resolution, but I can see clearly, you know, we can appreciate what they were going for here. Oh, look at that, like giant eyeball in front of the door, skulls everywhere. But yeah, so the pictures are creating the water that's flowing out of the wall and into the hallway. And what? There's a door we can't reach. I think this is the door we came in. So, can we go into the painting? No. You hear more of that rumbling. Oh, we can go into that painting. What looks like a two-headed hellhound. Let me, adjust the camera there a moment. There we are. Not sure what these creatures are. No, they are hellhounds. THQ strikes again with their hellhound inclusion into the game. Although these ones certainly look a little more threatening than the ones from Quest 64. I know this is stupid, but we have to try Fireball on them. Oh, they're probably gonna resist. Or not? No, they do. Okay. They have an actual resist message that we haven't seen before. Oh, and they use Dragon Flames back on us. Oh, shoot. This might actually get dangerous. They seem to die fairly quickly, though. I bet we can take them out before they kill us. Yeah. I'm assuming they're using that Dragon Flame spell through their stamina stat, so if we drop them below a certain HP threshold, we probably can't cast it either. So instead of singling them out one by one, we'll deal damage to all of them in hopes of preventing them from casting that again. We have determined that we can cast fire magic on them, but they resist. Oh no, shoot. Okay, seems like the willpower we gave everyone coming into play there. That Hellhound just did a normal attack on Neeson. Neeson managed to dodge. Okay, I think we've got this, barring some kind of crazy critical hit cast of Dragon Flame that nukes Brenna and Alaron somehow. As I was saying. Alright, we'll have Rita go over here and get this one's attention. The hellhounds are kind of dangerous, aren't they? Okay, good. That one's been restricted to physical attacks, it seems. And Brenna should be able to finish this off. Nice. Oh, there's one more. Well, I guess we'll have Brenna heal to remove her as a threat of lost condition. Nice. Well, that was fun. I like an enemy that threatens victory. We don't run into too many things that cast spells on us. It seems that hellhounds are one of them. It feels appropriate that we found them in this weird room with this pyre in the middle of the room. I know it might be hard to tell, but if you listen, we have some sort of odd music being played. And no, I don't mean the chanting that we've been hearing since we got near the tower. I mean, there's like, do you hear it? It's almost like a bass guitar being played. I don't know why. We also seems we have two doors, one here and a path over here. I say we take the one that's in the flame first. Get a load of that shelf. That is so funky. Like the books are just crammed in there, but the shelf is like angled at weird angles, and then there's, oh my goodness, guys. Okay, I don't know what's going on up there. Do you see that? There's a cup on the top that has a skull. First and foremost, it's a cup that's a skull, and that seems to have vertebrae coming out of the cup as stems, and then you have what appears to be placeholder flowers, which are very interesting looking. Like, if you see those flowers, they appear to be yellow petaled eyeballs or something, but those are clearly placeholder pictures, right? Like, that's something you put into the games telling the artist, oh, eventually we'll put something in better, we'll put the real thing in, but like, they're just squares. You can see the white outline, or the white border. That's funny. I love it. Oh, Aidyn Chronicles never change. With some more really, really wacky looking chairs. I don't know how anyone's supposed to sit on those. More of this skybox. Oh, a big library. A picture of... Is that supposed to be Shamsuk himself? You would almost assume that it is. Huh. Nothing seems to be in the library, although there is that book. Look at that book. There's a book that's sticking out. I'm hitting A on it, but nothing is happening. Oh! I tried hitting A on the portrait. Apparently you can go into the portrait. Okay, because we know the Wraith requires physical attacks to take out from a magical weapon, we'll have Brenna focus on the Wraith, and we'll just have everyone else... well, I was gonna say cast fire, but... I don't think Neeson can hit more than 2 targets without hitting Brenna. Oh no, wait, there we go. Is this worth it? Are zombies susceptible to fire? I can't remember. I feel like they should be. Yeah, seems good enough. Fail on the Wraith Touch, although, as we determined, Wraith Touch just lowers your resistance, which doesn't seem threatening at all. Especially in this fight, it's not like the zombies are going to use spells on us. Man, the resist. We'd expect that from the Wraith, but not the zombies. Oh, that is so low. Successful Wraith touch, but we don't really care. It does not lessen Brenna's ability to stab that Wraith in the back. I feel like this part of the game gets very surreal. Just with the whole Shamsuk's tower being the fun house of madness that it is. Neeson gets gut punched by a zombie. Wraith passes its turn unintentionally. I think the trouble with zombies is they resist magic just enough that it doesn't feel worth it to try and cast. Like, we got a decent fireball cast earlier, but even from Neeson, but even that was only 30 damage on everyone. It wasn't like 100. Wraith down. The most effective and reliable method just seems to have Brenna putting her sword in their back, but even Brenna's only dealing, look at that, 26. Alaron kind of just doesn't deal any damage. It's more just the fault of his weapon. Well, and the fact he has, like, no warrior stat whatsoever. And no strength, I believe. Never mind, it's definitely Alaron's fault. It's not his fault, although he's a weakling, and he's not good with his weapons, and he can't throw it very hard, and... Alright, well, so as soon as we take out these other ones, we'll be able to keep exploring the craziness of Shamsuk's tower. Well, there's a good cast. That's a very nice cast. 30 is low, but I'll take 50 and 45. Oh. They got the drop on Brenna. You're not trapped in here with Brenna. Brenna's trapped in... Well, gosh darn it, I said it wrong. Brenna's not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with Brenna. I know. Stop trying to be cool, Chezni. It'll never work. Yeah, I'd say if at any point we do swing through Talawalk, we are definitely teaching Brenna Fireball. Because I think at this point, if I ever went through this game again, I don't know if I'd learn any other spell. Like, don't you just take Fireball because it's the strongest, Dragon Flame because it's convenient, and that's it. Maybe Strength and Air Shield. Maybe. What? Did that skeleton come out of the closet? That's a sentence you never thought you'd hear say in this Let's Play. I'm pretty sure that skeleton just walked out of the closet, though. We'll have to take a closer look at that after we get out of this fight. Look at that double swing on Neeson. Poor skeleton. Yep, 975. Okay, yeah, that skeleton just like walked right out of this. Look at that. Huh. We found an unlocked chest with a bone key? What does that do? We can't get a description. It's just, we have a black key and a bone key. That's awesome. I love that. That's actually decent design, where the monster comes out of the see-through. That's another secret wall that I'm okay with. That's because you get a hint. I know, I'm just harping on games we aren't even playing, but like, the old Legend of Zelda game, the original, just, what was it even called? Just Zelda, I think. Yeah, the one for the NES. You had to run around trying to bomb, like, every single wall. I know, it was par for the course, back on the days of the NES, but that kind of design bothers me. But when you get a hint like this one, that's fun, that's clever. Also, hang on, guys. We've got a portrait of a woman here. And a portrait of a man. We assumed that the portrait of the man was... Oh my goodness. We have more stand-ins. Sorry. I don't know which to analyze first. Okay, we have the portrait of the man and portrait of the woman. Because it's going to distract me unless I talk about it. Do you see the white... We have more white boxed pictures that are clearly supposed to represent something 3D that never got created. Some kind of urn or something, but it looks like it's like a paper cutout, like the world is fake or something. Anyway, okay, so we have this picture of Shamsuk, we have this picture of some woman. Now, the woman looks sad, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. However, we do know that Shamsuk hid his daughter to some extent. We find in here a toilet. So Shamsuk actually has plumbing in this tower, as well as a rather fancy bed without skulls. Was this supposed to be his daughter's room? Okay, there is a dead fish over here. And a drawer in the dresser that is pulled down. I think this is Shamsuk's daughter's room. Like he's either building this for her or built it for her. We don't seem to be able to interact with anything in here. Although we did find the bone key in the... we can't interact with this portrait. But yeah. Perhaps Shamsuk's daughter is even gone. And he built this in memory of her. Look at this, we have a table. I feel like this was meant to be a dresser. Like, there needs to be a mirror here. A restroom of sorts. A bed. Yeah. Hidden behind a portrait of Shamsuk. It feels like that might be a thing that an egotistical wizard does. Although, again, we have not confirmed that Shamsuk is egotistical. What is this? Sorry. I never noticed this before. All of these really badly, like, these fake things. What is that? Is that a vase? But it looks like a piece of paper. Somebody scribbled a vase on and stuck on there. Like there's more. Do you think it's intentional? Because look at that. All of that looks pretty cartoony. I don't know. I mean, no. I'm not going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Like, surely these are unfinished assets, right? It's not actually a purposeful design choice. Shamsuk the wizard isn't intentionally running around putting scribblings of things on paper to make it look like these things are here, is he? Oh, there's the portrait. That's interesting because on the other side of this wall is his daughter's room. It looks like we can go down here. Before we go down, let's go back around. There's something I wanted to point out in this room, which is these pictures almost seem to be the sky part of them, as you see there, almost seems to be being projected onto them by this box in the middle of the room. But it's not in any of the other paintings, like this one. So perhaps the magic of the painting is created by that box, and that box perpetuates it across all of the other paintings. Anyway, before we go down further, I wanted to go back here and see if perhaps we can go down this path. I'm gonna save, because I don't know if we trigger something. And if we do, I don't want to miss out on exploring more of the tower. So I'm actually going to save here as well on the emulator. That way we can jump back if we need to. Ooh, a white. Alright. So a white with a pack of spirit wolves. Now that's exciting. The spirit wolves aren't too bad. We fought them quite early, so we're not really afraid of them. The white can frozen doom us. Neeson's HP is really low again. I guess the ring just isn't healing people anymore. But yeah, the spirit wolves don't look like they're even going to be any threat at all. Probably going to die before the fight even begins. Oh, it looks like the spirit wolf casts exhaustion? What does that even do? If weakness lowers... Oh, and we have a resist. So everyone resisted exhaustion, and then Alaron resists Frozen Doom, which is very nice. Neeson doesn't have any stamina to cast, so we're just going to use a stamina potion here. Or at least I assumed it wasn't. He didn't have stamina. It looks like he didn't have HP. Another full party resist to the exhaustion spell. Exhaustion probably lowers either strength or dex, would be my guess. Looks like it successfully cast on Alaron. So we can check him on the next turn. Granted, will focus exclusively on the white. Looks like we got all four here with Neeson. Resist on the white, but that's kind of to be expected. In theory, I like the idea of a white using a pack of spirit wolves. That's cool. There's a lot of flavor in it. It makes sense. You also have to think, perhaps, like, this white must be a high-ranking undead. Somehow under the control of Shamsuk, or at least allied with Shamsuk to some degree. We lost Alaron, but I think this fight is going to end before that will matter. But it feels like no small thing if Shamsuk employs a white in his services. I don't think Rita can hit any of these people because she doesn't have a magic weapon. Resist on Frozen Doom from Rita. Fortunate to say the least. I'm surprised the white can still cast given his HP level. Another round of resistance on the exhaustion spell. What seems to be most threatening about the white is similar to other magical creatures. He only appears to be able to be hit with a magic weapon, would be my guess. Rita has missed 3 of 3 attacks. That doesn't mean everything. Could just be that Rita's just not rolling the dice she needs. The white also seems to be fairly resistant to damage if attacking him from the front. And even from behind, we're not dealing a ton. The Spirit Wolves are obsessed with hitting us with exhaustion, but because the full party isn't taking to it, they're stuck in a loop where they're just constantly casting it. Even though it's not gaining them anything. Rita can't hit a Spirit Wolf, so it's just up to Neeson and Brenna, which apparently Brenna can one-shot Spirit Wolves now. It's a lot of EXP. Let's go ahead and give Neeson 30 dex. Poor boy needs it. Do we have 30 willpower across the board? We do not. Let's go ahead and give Brenna 30 strength and 30 willpower. We'll give Rita 30 strength. Give Alaron 30 willpower. Do we want his strength up? We just don't really care about his strength. So we're practically maxed out on the base stats for everyone. Aside from strength and stamina, or sorry, not strength. Aside from endurance and stamina. I'm tempted to just give Neeson a bunch of strength so he can deal more damage with his staff. Alright, so the boy now has 30 strength. Interesting. Strength is only level 5 for Alaron. We'll go ahead and level that one up to 10. And what's our air shield looking like? 6? We'll level up air shield to 10. Rita has a ton of EXP we need to put somewhere. I feel like I might as well just give her 10 warrior. Yeah, up to 9. She really needs a better weapon. It's Brenna's warrior. Brenna's warrior is only 4. Put her up to 6. And Neeson can go 10 and pull. That spends the majority of... Ooh, a darkness scroll. Kind of a pointless spell, because we never want it to be dark. But we'll go ahead and teach it to Alaron. Darkness really feels like it will never... Oh, Alaron already knows darkness. Well, no one else can cast necromancy, so... Anyway, darkness really seems like a bad... Like, I don't think you'd ever play the game and want it to be dark. Just simply because Alaron is light affinity. What's going on here? Seems like this room is just to led us to a circle. Huh. Oh. Weird. Oh, so there's a... You can barely see it there. There's a little white spot on the... where that door is. Again, I'm going to save the game because I don't have Shamsuk's tower memorized, and I don't want to trigger something that we can't go back from. So I guess we'll keep going through what appears to be a series of secret doors. Oh, a white. And whatever the heck that thing is. Really angry person? Okay, so we got the White's attention. Or sorry, not the White, the Wraith. But yeah, in what world would we ever want it to be dark? No world, I think. Rita is not going to be any help in this fight. I don't think she has any spells that would help. Maybe she can cast Stupidity on the Wraiths. No. Yeah, they're just going to resist. Why, Rita? You only have status-inducing spells. Those suck! If you actually know what I'm referencing, congratulations, you won the internet. This is going to be a long fight. I don't like this fight. I think what's going to happen, because we can't use magic on these guys, I think what's going to happen is we're all just going to come up here. Rita's going to stand around and watch, and everyone else is going to turn this into a giant slugfest, where we're just constantly backstabbing one Wraith. And look at that. When the Wraith gets stabbed, they take a step forward. So we can infinitely chain backstab them. Now that strength is level 10, we should finally be casting this on all 4 party members with each cast. Which is nice. Yep, there we have it. It's going to be rather dull because the Wraiths are going to attempt to cast Wraith Touch on everyone. And I doubt they're even going to really attack until everyone has the Wraith Touch status effect. Alaron at this point can't really do much useful, because even though his weapon can hurt them, yeah, the numbers on it are just so low. Plus, I believe damage with ranged weapons is dependent on your intelligence, not your strength. I could be wrong with that, though. Yeah, again, the AI is stuck in their loop of needing the party to have the Wraith Touch status effect before they can do anything. It's cool that they have this spell called Wraith Touch, but seriously, it doesn't do anything relevant for them. Willpower is the most useless stat in the game, probably. It's not that it doesn't have a use, it's just that compared to the others, you don't really need it. Or rather, it's the lowest value. There, that's the proper way to say it. It's not useless, it's just the lowest valued stat. It doesn't really do anything for you in a straight up fight, unless your opponent is casting spells on you, which the Wraiths don't. As far as I can tell. I could be wrong, though. Maybe they cast Wraith Touch, and then if they have stamina left, they cast something else? Problem is, with everyone at 30 willpower now, especially, they'll never pull it off. It's kind of a stalemate scenario. We can't hit them with spells, they can't hit us with spells. At that point, it just comes down to the raw combat stats of your characters. Perhaps they overpowered willpower. Maybe they should have made it do something else. Like, instead of resisting spells, maybe they should have halved the resistance of the spell, but then made it reduce spell damage. I don't know. I guess the real problem is, anytime you create a stat that undoes something or prevents something, it inherently removes action from the game. I learned this while I was developing a card game as a hobby. It was always much more exciting to put cards into the game that enable people to do things, that instead of putting cards in that disable people from doing things. It's tough though, because as a designer you only have so many ideas, and you think, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I add the ability for a player to prevent something bad from happening to them? But it's almost always more exciting instead to give them the ability to make something happen. Anyway, before we get too far into that, I know I'm just going back and forth here. What the? Whoa, we fell off the world there. Anyway, I know I keep going back and forth, but now that that path seems to be identified as going on for quite a while, I'm going to go back around to where Shemsuk's daughter's room was and finish up our journey in that direction. Again, I apologize, I don't know which direction is the correct direction. I want to go the wrong direction so that we can find and see everything. So I guess we'll just go down here. Wow, this really does just keep going. So we have a pile of bones with a bit of fire on it. More indication of a unfinished construction, although I would say again that Shemsuk seems to be building the interior foundations of his walls with bones and skeletons and whatnot. A torch? What is this? Just like some kind of anteroom? Some kind of crystal. What looks like a coccyx. I think that's what that bone is called. The pelvis bone. And two femurs holding two sconces. Oh, and a chest. The moderately dangerous trap. I'm fairly certain Brenna should have the stamina needed to disarm that. Yeah, she does. Alright, let's do it. A haste? Wait, haste? Like, the haste? Hey! Let's give that to Alaron. Or, I would give it to Brenna, but there's the chance Brenna might leave the party. Alright, Alaron has learned haste. A spell that increases our dexterity? I am all about that. Oh, another chest. Tap stamina. Interesting. So this was certainly a room that had some valuable treasure in it. The haste is definitely what I'm excited about. The wand of tap stamina is interesting, but not something we'll really use. I hear wind in this room. This definitely seems to be the part of the tower that is more... displays more of a personal side of Shemsuk. What the... What? Guys, what just happened? We fell through the floor? Onto a... Wait, what? I don't even know if this was intentional anymore. We fell through the floor onto a bloody platform, and then there was a giant rat below. So I think that was... I get the feeling that was an intentional trap. With a see-through floor. And the rat was, the tomb rats, I think these are. Yeah. Probably there to eat any unfortunate people who managed to fall down below. Of course, us being true heroic adventurers, we are not dispatched so easily. But that caught me off guard. I don't know where we are now. That's pretty amusing. Okay, so apparently a trapdoor that leads to this room filled with shells and a giant rat. Now where are we? Whoa, a gurney, I think is how I would just... Holy crap! Those aren't shells. This is a morgue. Whoa. And here this whole time I thought, wait, so all of those shells in the other room, oh my goodness, they all contain bodies. Spookular. This thing isn't covered in blood because people fall down into it. It's covered in blood because it's a gurney. Oh my gosh. And a furnace? What do you call it when you burn a body? What is it called? It's not called a morgue. It's called a... I can't remember what it's called. Incineration? There's a word, right? That describes a place where you specifically burn bodies. However, it looks like Shemsuk is doing more than just burning them. It looks like he's doing some kind of experimentation on them. As well as obtaining their bodily fluids. What is that underneath here? Do you see that? It looks like this thing just kind of stamped down on something fleshy. You see the blood on the... And look, we even have a drain here to catch the fluids. So some sort of device that stamps out the fluids of something and then pumps it through this machine. He has bodies whenever he needs them. And then a furnace to burn them. More furnaces. Ugh. This room seems less organized. Body parts just chucked in here. Sticking out of the drawers. Oh, a hand? Or a foot. It's kind of hard to see. I can't turn the camera. It seems like something's sticking out of there. Perhaps a trough of bones. Oh, a big zombie. What? Is this the zombie's dining hall? Look at this. We have a table filled with rotting... or not filled, but with rotting carrion on it and a zombie in here. I think this is a dining hall for the zombies. Shemsuk is mad. Do you think he hosts dinner parties here with his undead? I bet he does. I bet as he's mind controlling them, as he's turning them from human to zombie, he stands up here and laughs insanely as he serves his zombies. Also, the room we just came out of was apparently in this closet. So it's a bit of a secret door. I guess we'll have to fight that zombie. Oh my gosh, so many plague zombies. This isn't going to be fun. So anyway, we'll start this one off by using strength because it definitely feels like it's what's going to give us the most useful advantage against these plague zombies. We're going to try to hit them with spells. Hopefully they don't just resist. Yeah, it's still just low numbers. Yeah, I guess I should just be happy it's doing any damage at all. And we could try lightning. I don't know if it's gonna work. Okay, that's fine. I know it's dealing just the same amount of damage as Neezen's fireball, but that's better than we would expect. As much as I would love to cast Haste on everyone, unfortunately with it being level 1, it probably isn't worth it. We'll dump a bunch of Alaron's points into it though. A little annoying. We just spent all of our EXP, or the most of our EXP, earlier. Otherwise, I would have been happy to boost. I would have been happy to boost haste up to 10. $40 isn't too bad. Okay, Rita's getting a little surrounded, but that plague zombie glitched through her. So she has the option of... She was surrounded, but yeah, she's not really in as much danger anymore, because it's not guaranteed that they'll all focus her. We're gonna swap over to Dragon Flame since they're all... Our party is so close to them. With a little bit of successful spells on these ones, these plague zombies haven't been as much trouble as the others. Oh good, they're all grouped up. These skeletons have more HP than the ones outside. Look at that, we're dealing 67, but it's not killing them. It's not much more HP, but it's still more. $13,000. That should hopefully be a little bit to get haste somewhere. What is haste considered? A naming spell? Oh, that's a necromancy spell. That's interesting. Alright, haste level 5 is something. Well, I think that's where we're going to wrap up for today. I want to keep going, but we've been going so long as it is, so I thank you for hanging in there with such a long episode. When we continue, we'll keep exploring the madness that is Shamsuk's Tower. This has definitely been a very exciting location in the game. It's certainly filled with all sorts of surreal images and comparatively much more intriguing locations and settings than what we've seen previously. But at any rate, thank you for watching. When we come back, we'll still be here in the tower, and I look forward to it. So until then, take care. See you in the next one.